Hello anybody and everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dragon Age the Veilguard. In the last episode we did the intro, interrupted Solas Ritual, Veilguard got stabbed. Now we're in Arlethan and in a veil bubble and cannot fucking escape apparently.
I've been trying to get to the artifact at the center of the bubble, but these magical constructs keep getting in the way.
A few dozen demons shouldn't be a problem.
Spirits, not demons. They're animating those suits of armor. The armor's attuned to the artifact, to protect it from threats.
Ah. And I'm guessing it sees us as threats.
Chest. Also, I haven't decided if I'm going to be doing everything I can in this game, because I've 100%ed this game twice. Like, I have
the edge
platinum
of the bubble. Can't
trophy.
pass through it.
I have the
We
platinum
need to
trophy
shut
for
down the
this, which
artifact
means I got
first.
every achievement or every trophy there is in this game. I've found every, like, I've 100%ed Thetis, which means I found every one of the chests and all of that stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to do that again, partially because the only reason I did it twice is because it was glitched. The first time I did all of that, and there was like 2 or 3 chests in Navarra that I did get, but it didn't recognize that I got them. So I didn't 100% Thetis, and it just didn't give me an achievement for beating one of the story missions. So I don't know
Demons!
if I'm going
Right
to
where we go.
Then let's deal with them.
100% it or not. I might, but we'll just have to see. I have to turn this down real quick, hold on. Goddamn!
Nice move, bro.
Trying to not hit you.
Behind you. Watch it.
Get more in there.
Let's do this again.
Stop interrupting my attacks, right?
Got through that.
I might do it.
Any ideas on what
I'm
the
also
artifact we're
going to
looking
try
for might
and-
be?
I have a
felt it
couple of
so far,
theories,
but- oh, wait, they're
but
talking
nothing
about it.
definite. We might find some clues in the ruins, though.
Any note I get, like any codex entry or any of that stuff, I'm gonna try and
Nice to find ruins
read
that haven't been
the
picked
shooting
clean.
helmet.
Most people are too afraid to go this deep into
Never
Arlethan.
mind.
Except us veil jumpers.
With how... How wild the magic's been here, I don't blame them.
What does this look like without? See, he's just got his feet out. I'm gonna wear it because I'm a veil jumper, but... Put your dogs away, Rook.
Well, isn't this a sight?
Wait,
That's gorgeous.
is this? No, it can't be. Not here.
Can't be what?
We have to get over there. The artifact we're looking for must be inside.
Do you know?
Hold on, I'm gonna get a thumbnail real quick. Get everything that can be in focus in focus. Turn off blur. Hide UI, take screenshot.
This place
We're
was.
good.
Could have been a temple, could have been where they stored food. But judging by the sentinels, it's probably something important.
Nope. Grab the crystal. Thank you. But even though this isn't a blind LP, a blind Let's Play, I am going to not spoil things. Because just because I know what's going to happen doesn't mean everyone knows what's going to happen that's going to watch this. Some people might want to watch this and, you know, it be a spoiler-free
No way across.
Let's Play.
Think we can make the jump?
Oh, no, we can make a bridge. There should be a power crystal
Come on,
somewhere
set it up.
nearby.
Got it.
And 100%,
Bring it over here
I'm
and
going to
slot it
forget
in.
some puzzles.
And there we go. Easy.
Where some things are and all that stuff.
Isn't that
because
something?
I know how I am. And that's just
A resonance amplifier.
who I am as a
It's
person.
drawing magic from the
Forget shit
ring
like that
temple
all the
to this
time.
area. I need to shut it down before we can go up the path. But doing that will attract anything nasty that's hanging around.
We're ready.
We're on to fire. That's the last of the magic energy. Path should be clear ahead.
And there's a good chance, by the way, that I'm gonna die in this. Because I want to play Rogue because I haven't played as a Rogue before. And it's more fast-paced and probably prettier to look at than most of the other classes. But like Warrior, you did have to rely on parrying, but especially the specialization I did, you were able to just hold your shield up the entire time. You didn't need to worry about parrying. As a mage, you can just parrying you could do, and it for certain abilities and stuff it was useful, but you didn't have to do it, you just had to evade a lot, running around, doing shit like that. But
So you're really Nev Gallus? The detective from Mirathis?
the Rogue,
Last time I checked.
almost
I've
no matter
read
what
about you. You've gone after
specialization
some
you choose,
powerful mages before, but
relies heavily
Harrell?
on
The real
parry
Van Harrell?
and evasion,
And now
so timing,
Elden Anguilane, apparently.
all of that.
My
And
actual
I'm
gods are out there
bad
trying to end the world,
at
and
doing
Ned
that
Gallus
shit.
is on the case. I can't
That's
believe
why,
it.
like, with games like the Batman Arkham series and, like the Spider-Man games on PlayStation, those games are very forgiving with that, and
Another
that's why I
sentinel
play
construct.
them on normal.
We'll have to take it down.
Because I'm bad at that system. And I know I'm It was very tempting.
Okay, easy enough. But
It was
watch
very
out.
tempting to
Whenever
do
you
the
see
custom
one,
difficulty
there's
on
more
this
nearby.
and make it to where
Someone met a bad end here.
Even mages have trouble with the artifacts here. They expect them to work like...
the parrying is more forgiving. A weather-stained note. We have found the usurper's archived spirit. It is not the Dreadwolf's creation as we surmise, but another's. You can guess whose. Moving it could be risky, but leaving it equally so. I await your orders, Lord Elgarnon. Captain Athnarl.
You know, normal magic.
Athnarel? I don't know.
But they're different. The magic's more alive somehow.
Oh, but what I was saying that I failed at doing so far is codex entries. I'm gonna try and read any codex entry I get.
Seeing these kinds of ruins never gets
Try
old.
and get the lore for
Anything
anybody
here that can
that
help you piece
wants it.
together what exactly that
But
artifact is.
I've already felt at
I
that a
have
couple
a
times.
theory,
But
but we're miles away from where that artifact should
still
be.
have the rest of the game to do that. Give me this. Is this the helmet? No. One of these gives you a helmet. Just me.
These constructs. It means I was right
Right about what?
about where we are. It's an armory. And I think I know what the artifact is.
Got you covered.
Oh yeah. Sniper.
Made it through.
Pretty.
So if this is an armory, what sort of artifact are we finding? A weapon?
An archived spirit.
What?
A creature of the Fade, bound to a crystal. Our ancestors used them to store knowledge and to help them dream.
Why'd I pull my swords out? Was it just because I was evading? I thought there was an enemy. Why did my phone go off?
Methalinast. Darkspawn.
Here we go.
And I know that the dark one part of it I can understand. They're not.
Darkspawn. Here. I never would have believed it. Until today.
Obviously, I don't think they look as dark and grueling as, you know, the other games. It does have a lore reason why they look the way they do. Like, the story does explain it.
Another one of those resonance amplifiers.
Get ready. Once I shut it down, the
Whether or
path
not you
ahead
want to
will
accept the
remain
explanation
blocked until the
is
magic
on you.
dissipates.
That's
We've
fine.
got your back.
Sure thing.
I don't hate it as much as other people do. I do wish they kind of would have just stuck to how they looked in Origins, where they looked more...
Let's finish this.
not human. Elven Darkspawn, but like people, soldiers, huskies. Obviously, this game took heavy inspiration, gameplay and layout-wise, from Mass Effect, but these things legitimately just remind me of the husks.
I've never seen Darkspawn this deep into Arlothan Forest before. As far as I know, it's never happened.
Could the elven gods be commanding the Darkspawn? Solas did say they were blighted.
You saw those Darkspawn, though? Something was different about them.
And we'll stop them. Once we get out of this bubble.
Right. Let's get to that central temple. Right where you broke that wall.
And you can get off of this thing. Just kill the Darkspawn regularly. I'm pretty sure you get more experience doing it, but it also takes a long time. I don't want to deal with that. Just do this. Get rid of it. This is also the only Dragon game where, even by like the third act and almost all the way through the game, I'm still struggling
another
to get
resonance
money.
amplifier.
Should be the last one, I hope.
Because you get money from
Fingers
quests and
crossed.
stuff, and you get money from chests and things like that, but God, it's not a lot, and you get money for everything in this game. Upgrading, obviously buying armor, weapons, all of that stuff. It's the only one where by the end of the game I'm not just like, swimming in money. Do that to you. Do that to you.
The last barrier's down. We're close. I can feel it.
I like playing as a rogue so far,
Have
though.
you noticed something about the blight? Where it is, I mean? It's almost like it's feeding off the elven magic.
Chest. A cracked skull. The stench of decay fills the air. The Evenuris now wield power beyond anything I've seen. Their magic is fueled by corruption and death and creeps even now into the stones. We cannot outlast this siege. I do know people have problems with the art style. I don't personally get it.
If that building's what I think it is,
I think
then the
this game
alignment
is
means
gorgeous.
we're here. This is it. This is
And
where it
I
was
know
kept.
that people say it's not as
Where
like,
what was kept?
dark
The
and gritty
archive
as
spirit, or as the ancient
the
elves
other
called
Dragon
it,
Age games.
Nodus Thallen.
Give it a chance with that. This game has some
Why is it called that?
brutal and fucked up
Don't know,
spots
actually.
in it.
The notes were never very
Like,
clear
it's not
on
always
that,
this
but I
like
plan to find out.
pretty nice looking area.
More constructs ahead.
The inner
Hello.
sanctum. We're getting closer.
That was
Looks like this door is going to need a second power crystal.
Then let's go find one.
grab you. Suppose we can grab this one. Move it here. Run through.
Another ballista. I bet we could use it to break through that wall.
Take that there.
We did it. All that's
We?
left is the Nodus Thallen. I have so many questions for it.
You're going to ask it questions?
It's an archive spirit.
You'll see.
Well, I'm going into this without full potions. but let's see how
Okay,
this goes.
here it is. The Nodus Derthalin.
So we take it and we're good, right? We can head back.
Oh, I wish. No, it's a lot trickier than that.
As if darkspawn demons and animated suits of armor aren't tricky enough.
I'm sure we can handle it.
It isn't that simple. If I remove the artifact the way I'd usually do it, it'll explode and take out half of Arlathan with it. Good news is, I think I can shunt the energy somewhere else. Okay, here we go. The way the magic is pulsing, I've never seen this before. It's almost like it's breathing.
Ogre! That's an ogre!
Hi, ogre. Hi, buddy. Die, ogre. I'm doing better with these pairs. So that's cool.
Well, wasn't expecting to fight an ogre today. Then again, I also didn't expect to learn that my gods are rampaging around and trying to end the world. Just one of those days. Okay. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Ooh. No. That's good. I think. Oh!
What does that crystal do?
Keeps the artifact powered. Focuses the ambient magical energy. That's why these things still work, thousands of years later. Oh! No, you don't!
Sulanan, Vir Sulevanan, and Asal Dirthara.
Well then.
I am the Nadas Dirthalan.
Right. I have questions.
I am the Nadas Dirthalan. What do you...
Guess it's broken like the rest of the artifacts.
It isn't just any artifact. That's the Nodus Derthalin, an archive spirit. And it does work. Or will, at least. Its crystal is broken. I guess maybe the blight threw its resonance off somehow. But I should be able to fix it. It's kind of my thing, fixing magical stuff. Strife and Irulan will want to know about this. And the blight, and the darkspawn. Let me know when you're ready to head to the Veilguard camp.
I will talk to you in a minute. I don't remember if there's a chest. There it is. Is this the helmet? No. When do I get a helmet, man? Level her healing a little bit. Level up her fate bolts. Time for my skills. What's this? I got an ability! Let's go! Another one, I guess. Alright, let's go, Balara.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Right. Let's get moving.
Come on. I'll show you the way to the Veilguard camp.
"11 wounded, 16 on bed rest, and some of our most experienced fighters are still missing."
We're running out of veil jumpers. Whatever's going on out there, it's scary.
Jahel and Milva never reported back from Demeter's crossing.
There are 100 people living in that village, or near enough. You're back, and you're alive. Good.
Sounds like things have gotten a lot worse since we left.
Darkspawn. They're showing up all over Arlathan, attacking anyone in their path.
We've evacuated 3 daily settlements already.
We ran into Darkspawn too, near the Nodus Dirthalan.
Wait, you found the Nodus Dirthalan? The archive spirit? We could ask it about the gods. Figure out their next move.
Archive's broken. Won't tell us anything. But that doesn't matter. Any Dalish settlements we can save, we should.
So far, we've been lucky and arrived just in time. But given how fast these darkspawn are moving, it's only a matter of time till our luck runs out.
Well, it hasn't run out yet. So let's stretch it until it breaks.
If we could predict where they'd strike next, we might get ahead of them. But so far, they've been unpredictable.
Which leaves us with what?
Demeter's crossing.
What?
Irulan and Strife. When we came in, you said you'd lost contact with Demeter's crossing. We could go check it out. The 3 of us, I mean.
You mean 4? You're not leaving me behind.
You were just wounded. We can...
You'll have to tie me up to keep me here.
I don't know what you're going to find there, Rook. Likely nothing good. But you'd be saving people, and it might get you on the trail of the gods.
Demeter's Crossing's on the far side of the lake. There's a small boat at the docks. It'll take you there. Try not to die, or make things worse. And Rook,
Yeah?
watch your back.
Entropy's grasp. With the team's help, Alara disabled the artifact and freed them from the Veil Bubble. She also uncovered an ancient repository of elven knowledge, the Nodus Therthala. While Alara intends to unlock its secrets, she has joined the team as they search for the escaped elven gods.
Could we really be at war with
Okay,
our own
we'll need a boat to get there. Let's head to the dock.
We aren't prepared.
Veil Jumper ally, do you have a hat?
Bits and bobs for just the right
Sell
price.
these real quick. A hat! It looks stupid, but give it.
Okay then.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Try not to die, eh, Rook?
But it not looking good. I don't think. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have to finish this next mission or two before I can really do much back at the lighthouse.
Sounds like a lot happened here.
What hasn't happened? This
And
area
I
is
will
where
be coming
Tevinter
back
Magisters destroyed Arlethan City
to
centuries
Arlethan.
ago. Whole lot of blood magic during the war.
And now?
Whatever Solas did stirred up everything again. The old blood magic from the war never went away. Ancient relics appear out of thin air, ruins float. It's like an old wound that never healed. And now it's bleeding again.
So I'm not going to spend too much time exploring this. Because you constantly, I mean constantly come back to all the areas. And this is only one of many, so... I will unlock this shortcut. Get that. Element. Oh, I'm gonna go through and read these actually. A lament for fallen Elvenon. From a Veil Jumper's letter. I hear tall watchtowers once stood where these waters emptied into the sky, their torches lit to guide the weary traveler. Sometimes, on still days, when the mist hangs low on the river, I can imagine the lighted path up to the golden spires of Arlethan and the voices of my people calling me home. I know Elvenon, our lost civilization, is not how I imagine it. Arlethan was a place of wonder and magic and also of conflict and war, ruled by tyrants. Yet, still I mourn it, and wish that I could have seen it just once and called it mine. Added below in different handwriting, these feelings are not yours alone. There's no sin in grieving what was lost, imperfect though it was. Strife. The Elven Armory. We found one of those strange elven buildings, the ones with the rings spinning around them. This one was unique though, because it wasn't half melted. Not sure what kind of magic you'd need to melt stone like that. Not sure that's a question I ever actually want to know the answer to. I don't know why this one survived mostly intact when the others suffered so much damage, but the alluvium inside was smashed. Maybe that was it. All that empty armor was pretty spooky too. Kept expecting it to jump off the wall at me. From Balara's journal. Archive spirits. They're archive spirits, or at least that's what we call them, but they're not spirits. Well, not really. Spirits can think, they can act on their own, but these ones don't do that. They have no free will, at least to start with. If you have a lot of magic though, and I mean a lot of magic, you can kind of force them into shape, give them a mind or something close. Do that and they can remember pretty much anything you tell them for as long as you need. Only supposed to be 7 though. One for each elven god, and they're all destroyed, so where did this one come from? And who did it belong to? Shadow dragons. Oh my god. Okay, scroll up. On to Venter Templars. When one mentions the Templar Order, you no doubt picture the armored members of the Southern Chantry. These Templars are trained to combat uncontrolled magic, blood magic, and abominations with the goal of protecting people, including mages themselves, from the most violent manifestations of magical power. However, they also embody the Southern Chantry's control over mages and enforce many of its strict rules and regulations over magic in general. In addition to combat training, these Templars ingest lyrium. This mineral, usually used by mages for enchantments and rituals, grants Templars the abilities to resist and dispel magic. The fact that it is also addictive, chaining them to the Chantry and resulting in paranoia, obsession, and ultimately dementia, is often swept under the rug. Yes, we've heard all about that dirty little secret. As you may surmise by my use of Southern Chantry, this is not the case in the Tevinter Imperium. In Tevinter, we know that magic can only serve if it is allowed to flourish. We do not suppress talent, we nurture it. That's not to say that we ignore the dangers of magic and what it might allow those with violent intent if not combated. As in the South, our Templars are trained to prevent the excess of blood magic and subdue demons as well as those inflicted by possession. But our Templars do not take lyrium, they do not enforce unnecessary regulations, they are not given power over mages, but follow the lead of our most esteemed magisterium. They serve the Chantry and the people of the Imperium. I must admit, I rather prefer our way of doing things. From a written letter by Lithuania Palace? Lithuania? I'm guessing that's related to Dorian? Living in a border town in the Tevinter Imperium to a cousin in Orlais. I'll read the miscellaneous one. The Dreadwolves Alluvian. Most of us have only traveled through the Alluvians at the whims of those who called themselves our gods. We know them as mirrors that always go from one to another, a bonded pair linked no matter the distance. Solas has outsmarted the so-called gods. If we use normal Alluvians, they could track us to our lair. Solas has improved upon June's work by creating a mirror whose singing stone can change its tune to take us to any Alluvian and not just its bonded partner. Thus, we can travel wherever this rebellion needs us, with no fear of pursuit. Travel is as safe as a normal Alluvian. If you have questions, ask for the slow arrow, and I will guide you. Felisan. A letter dated 6 months ago. Aldweir. Strife has finally given up sending teams out to rediscover the route that was lost. Without the magic in the map, the paths will not open, and the map is gone. I know it's difficult for him to make the final decision. You could see the angry vein in his forehead for days after. Now maybe he can start to move past it. Most of the others have already, but of course, as leader of that mission, he views your defiance in the outcome that resulted as something of a personal failure. We will give him time. You being away is a blessing, and we all hope that your work with Varric Tethras is going well. You will be glad to hear that some of the younger Veil Jumpers are quite excited about you being on the trail of the Dreadwolf himself. You must regale them upon your return. Irulan. Book. Oh man, how much is there? Fuck. am going to read them, though. Bear with me. Alright. The Anderfels. The Anderfels are a land of shocking extremes. It is the most desolate place in all of the world, for two blights have left great expanses of the steppes, so completely devoid of life that corpses cannot even decay there. No insect or grub will ever reach them. It is a land filled with wonders like that of Murdain, with its gigantic white statue of Our Lady carved into its face, her hands outstretched and bearing an eternal flame, or Weishaupt Fortress, with its walls of living rock towering over the desolate plains below. The Anders, too, are a people of extremes, and most devout priests and the most deadly soldiers, the poorest nation in the world, and the most feared. Brother Genitivi. That's a dude from Dragon Age Origins. Andraste, bride of the Maker. There once was a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Manrathus, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Almari warlord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true God did. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return, to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Mafarath, and told him that the Maker had revealed to her. Together they rallied the Almari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium. And when Mafarath saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last the armies of Andraste and Mafarath stood before the very gates of Manrathus, but Andraste was not with them. For Mafarath had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to the Tevinter. For this, the Archon would grant Mafarath all the lands to the south of the Waking Sea. And so, before all the armies of the Almari and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned, while her earthly husband turned his enemies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But, as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword, and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, cursed Mafarath, and cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him. Our Lady still sits at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. In the rest of the civilized world, it is common belief that Antiva has no king. I assure you, gentle readers, that this is untrue. The line of kings in Antiva has remained unbroken for 2,500 years. It is simply that nobody pays attention to them whatsoever. In truth, the nation is ruled by a collection of merchant princes. They are not princes in the literal sense, but heads of banks, trading companies, and vineyards. Their power is conferred strictly by wealth. But Antiva is not primarily renowned for its peculiar form of government, nor for its admittedly unparalleled wines. Antiva is known for the House of the Crows. Since Antivans are well known for being good at everything but fighting, it is more than a little ironic that Antiva possesses the most deadly assassins in the world. Their fame is such that Antiva keeps no standing army, no king is willing to order his troops to assault her borders, and no general is mad enough to lead such an invasion. The attack would likely succeed, but its leaders would not see the day. Arlethan Part 1. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death, for we know they wandered the fade in dreams. In those ages, our people called the land Elvenon, which, in the old language, means place of our people. And at the center of this world stood the great city of Arlethan, a place of knowledge and debate where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But, while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Parvalan to the north, called Shimlin, or Quicklings, by the ancients. The humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believe that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and cast them down among the Quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvenon off from the humans, for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. Arlethan Part 2. Yes, what happened to Arlethan? Sadly, we don't know. Even those of us who keep the ancient lore have no record of what truly happened. What we have are accounts of the days before the fall and the fable of the whim of the gods. The human world was changing even as the elves slept. Clans and tribes gave way to a powerful empire called Tevinter, which, and for what reason we do not know, moved to conquer Elvenon. When they breached the great city of Arlethan, our people, fearful of disease and loss of immortality, chose to flee rather than fight. With magic, demons, and even dragons at their behest, the Tevinter Imperium marched easily through Arlethan, destroying homes and galleries of amphitheaters that had stood for ages. Our people were corralled as slaves, and human contact quickened their veins until every captured elf turned mortal. The elves called to their ancient gods, but there was no answer. As to why the gods didn't answer, our people left only a legend. They say that Finharel, the Dread Wolf and Lord of Tricksters, approached the ancient gods of good and evil and proposed a truce. The gods of good would remove themselves to heaven, and the lords of evil would exile themselves to the abyss. Neither group ever again to enter the other's lands. But the gods did not know that Finharel had planned to betray them, and by the time they realized the Dreadwolf's treachery, they were sealed in their respective realms, never again to interact with the mortal world. It is a fable to be sure, but those elves who traveled the beyond claim that Finharel still roams the world of dreams, keeping watch over the gods lest they escape from their prisons. Whatever the case, Arlethan had fallen to the very humans of our people had once considered mere pests. It is said that the Tevinter Magisters used their great destructive power to force the very ground to swallow Arlethan whole, destroying eons? It's eons, but there's an A in front of it, of collected knowledge, culture, and art, the whole of elven lore left only to memory. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do this some other time. There's so many. Okay. Good enough for now. I came up here for that. Is the shortcut. And like I said, I could explore a lot of Arlethan. I'm not gonna.
Rook,
Not right now.
you ready to
I
go?
will eventually, but for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to Demeda's Crossing.
Harding, you sure you're up for this?
I'm fine. I need to get back in the fight.
Then let's go.
I've never seen fog this thick in Demeda's Crossing. This isn't right. The dock usually has people bringing goods to market, bartering and shouting. It's always busy.
Something happened here.
Stay sharp.
Good observation, Nev. Demeda's Crossing. This shows how dark, this area shows how dark the game actually can be at times. This area is
It's
fucked.
so quiet.
Too quiet.
Where is everybody?
Is there anything down here?
Rook, where are you going? Town Square is this way.
Be right there.
Yeah, I know it's that way. I was hoping there was like a lore thing or something.
It's market
But there's
day.
not.
People should be out selling eggs and buying bread. But everything's just abandoned.
They barricaded the main entrance into town.
To keep something out?
No, to keep something in.
It's the blight. Even worse than in the forest.
No one gets out. No exception.
You okay? What happened here?
Keep them inside. Listen to the mayor.
Hello?
I don't think he can hear us.
We'll be rewarded. All of us.
Someone used powerful magic to dominate the minds of these villagers.
The town square!
We need to search for survivors.
Let's see what we can find. Fan out.
Tattered note, just forget it, the mayor's not worth arguing with. He'll take gold from the town coffers for a new fountain in the square outside his front window. But good lumber to fix the docks that everyone uses? That's far too expensive. Adeline.
This is Adeline. I knew her. She was a farmer, sold spices to us, the best in Arlethan. I can't believe this happened.
Is that an Aravel on the roof?
The blight must have lifted it up there.
Oh.
This blight is weird.
Ever seen anything like it?
Never. Blight's usually dead, static. But this is alive.
Okay, let's keep going. Might be more survivors.
What was that?
Something big. Stay sharp.
Over there. 2 more survivors.
Hey, what's going on here?
Find the Veil Jumpers. Bring them to the mayor.
They're talking about Jahel and Milva.
They said bring them to the mayor. If we find the mayor, then maybe we'll find your friends.
Why were they looking for Veil Jumpers? What did the mayor want with them?
How freaking red this place is. All dark.
Look! More people.
Must round up everyone.
Must get them inside.
We will be rewarded.
Milva!
Another veil jumper.
Valara!
Jahel! He's alive!
Valara!
We're going to help you. We'll get you down, Jahel.
No, listen. The gods have returned. I saw them. I heard their voices.
The gods did this?
A blood ritual to release the blight. The villagers, they said they needed power. Valara, be careful.
Help me! Anyone!
Come on, that sounds close.
The gold.
Help me! Hurry!
A dragon? Here?
No! 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 Please!
Hey!
Fresh blood. A hungry heart. Creature, come to me!
I know you. You're the mayor of this town.
The village. The people. Are they,
Blighted. Dead. All of them.
You gave them to the gods, didn't you? Didn't you?
They were in my head. Infected. Please. Help me.
You're not going anywhere until I get the full story.
I tried to protect people. You have to believe. The gods told me to lure the Veil Jumpers to the center of town. The others were to be rounded up and kept safe. They would be... showed me gold.
Right. We walked right through that new creation. A lot of dead people.
Also, the gods could gain power from the blight.
I never meant for that, I swear! You...
The gods exploit.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for him?
But I'll die. The blight!
If we let you go, you'll...
They were in his head. They...
I understand what they do now.
Rook?
Leave him here. He can fend for himself.
No!
Wolves will get him in the night, or, given the state of this place, something worse.
The people of Demeter's Crossing were depending on him.
A steep price to pay.
Somebody has to.
You don't understand the power they have to show you what you crave. No one can stand against that.
Watch me.
I won't be the last to surrender. I felt the evil.
Let's go. No point arguing with the dead man.
No.
So, I like that if you're a
The
Grey
Fade had
Warden-
opened,
Oh, hold on.
and the gods were free. Thanks to Solas, they'd woken up to find their empire, their subjects, even their fellow gods, all gone. But they still had the power of the Blight, and corrupting a village was just the start. They made plans to tap more of the Blight, all of it, to rebuild their empire. As a path to power, it had its costs. And everyone would pay for it.
So, what I was saying, your options there are to save him or leave him. I'm not going to say what happens when you leave him because that's what we just did. You'll get a different thing with that later. If you save him, there's a point you get to later in the game where he joined the Venatori. You find him with the Venatori. He went right back to the gods and completely caved. If you're a Grey Warden, I haven't done it. I haven't seen what happens, which sucks because I was a Grey Warden my first playthrough. But you can make him a Grey Warden. You can send him to Weishaupt and make him do the ritual and become a Grey Warden. Apparently, if you do, he does redeem himself. I don't know how, because I haven't seen it, but he does redeem himself, which I think is cool.
Did you find our scouts?
They're dead. I'm sorry. Elganon and Gillenane sacrificed them in some kind of ritual.
Creators. What about the rest of the village?
The ritual spread blight everywhere. The entire village was overrun.
The few who survived are controlled by blood magic. Their minds are gone.
Elgarnon and Gillenane used them like puppets.
I dare say it was a show of force. They will not rest until you are on your knees, fearful, cowering, helpless in the face of such power.
Lady Morrigan?
'Tis simply Morrigan to you, Scout Harding. What a pleasure to see you again.
Rook, this is Morrigan, an old acquaintance. I thought she could help.
Morrigan helped the Inquisition when Varric and I were part of it. She knew more about ancient magic than anyone, except Solas.
'Twas both pleasure and necessity to help then, as it is now. Stopping Elganon and Gillenane shall require many hands.
So who are you exactly?
I have borne many appellations. Advisor to Orlais, Witch of the Wilds, friend to the Inquisition. My place here, however, is but a humble advisor on matters arcane.
Witch of the Wilds?
An honorific born of rumor and exaggeration. The fearsome reputations of your opponents, however, are duly earned. This dark turn of events shall only become worse.
Then I look forward to your help.
How refreshing. Your cooperative nature is appreciated in return.
What can you tell us about, all this?
As dangerous as Solas himself may be, his imprisonment of the gods was just. To leave them unchecked would have been the very end of Thedas.
Just to be clear, you know your old friend Solas is actually the Dreadwolf.
So I have come to learn. It rather explains how he knew such a great deal of ancient elven history, and why he became so vexed when I attempted to explain it to him. Whilst I cannot claim the same depth of knowledge, the knowledge I do possess is yours for the asking.
I hope it helps. For all we know, the entire world will look like Demetis Crossing once the gods are through.
Not if we stop it first.
Ah, the confidence of youth. You shall need a good deal more of it.
I suppose you have some advice?
Set aside your notions of godhood and see them for the ancient, powerful mages they are. Standing against them shall require serious magic of your own. When you interrupted the Dreadwolf's ritual, did you happen across any of the tools he used?
He had a dagger, but it got lost in the chaos.
Then you would do well to find it. 'Tis better in your hands than those of the gods.
Is there anything else Solas might have had that could help us? We're in his, well, he calls it the lighthouse?
Ah, yes. The legendary sanctum of the Dreadwolf. 'Tis said his Eluvian, the Viravas, could travel to any other Eluvian of his choosing.
That's not how it works right now. It only goes to Arlethan.
I can take a look at it. Maybe fix it, even. I know Eluvians better than most.
Any help you can offer, we'd appreciate.
If Eluvians even work the same way, all the magic is different now. Our gods are back. Our gods! And they're killing people and blinding the world. How do we stand up against that?
None of us can do this alone, but we can stop them together. Alara, you're one of the only people in the world who can get our Eluvian working. Harding can track down the Lyrian dagger, and Nev can spot any clues we might miss that give us more information. Let's get to work. There's a lot of fight ahead of us.
Indeed. Prepare yourselves well and have a care in your choices. These are the times in which legends are born or slain. In this battle, I shall render whatever assistance I am able.
Right. Let's move.
Solas Crossing. After investigating in the town of Demetis Crossing, the team discovered the gods laid waste to the town of Blight. Worse, they tempted the mayor into betraying his people for gold. The team decided to leave the mayor to his fate.
You can do this, Lace. It's gotta be done.
Now, I'm going to end this episode here. Been streaming for about an hour. Did some good story progress. I didn't really explore Arlethan, but I'll do that later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you like this, be sure to leave a like. If you're new here, not already, think about subscribing. If you want to see more stuff that I've done, there will be a link in the description below taking my playlist. There will also be a link in the description taking you to my Twitch if you want to see me live. If you're watching this on Twitch and you want to see more stuff that I've done, you go to YouTube, look up The Lyrical Saint, I should be there, or you can go to the link in my bio on Twitch. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video of Let's Play Dragon Age the Veilguard. Thanks for watching, guys.